Hello everyone and welcome back to What's Up Wednesdays. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of What's Up Wednesdays, a weekly video series to talk entrepreneurial advice for startups, travel tips and hacks to travel better, and overall motivational advice to get you through your week. So for this week's topic, I wanted to cover 5 key ways to manage stress and anxiety. I feel that this is such an important thing to talk about, especially given what's happening in the world today. This is something that I have had to manage and deal with pretty much my whole life, as do most everyone out there. So this is a very normal thing to have to manage. And there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of cut through that and manage that every day so it doesn't completely take over your life and give you a huge headache. So today I'm going to focus on just 5 key ways that have helped me manage my stress and anxiety, and being in a place like this has already dramatically reduced any stress that I've been feeling for the beginning of a week starting, and just being out in nature in general. This wind is fantastic and I just absolutely love it. So that is the first thing that I do, is immerse myself into a very relaxed, peaceful place. So if you have some place of solitude that you can go to, that is the first thing I would recommend. But the 5 key things that I'm going to talk about are going to go into more detail of the specific things I do in my week-to-week routines and what I kind of put myself around so I can keep my stress and anxiety to a minimum. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first way that I manage my stress and anxiety is to fill my house and my mind and my body, everything, with holistic methods of healing. So what I mean by this is every single cleaning product that I use, any sort of product that I put on my body or inside my body, I make sure that it comes from a pure place, as pure as it can be, and make sure that it's, 100% certified or organic is amazing. Just trying to have that whole foods based diet, and that's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But more specifically, the items in my household, so cleaning products is a huge one. So instead of cleaning with the bottles of stuff that you find on the shelving, that comes with a lot of plastic and a ton of chemicals that we're not really sure where it comes from, my family and I actually clean with just white vinegar and water. And that's actually helping a lot with keeping the ants away. So that is another little sneak, extra tip, is to wipe your counters with vinegar, and that will keep the ants away, or at least so far it has. So recommend that. But it's a super affordable way to clean your household. It's much more healthier to clean with instead of breathing in those toxic fumes and chemicals from other cleaning products. We also use thieves, which is an essential oil. So we blend water and thieves into just a spray bottle. So we actually use that for our hands as well. It's much more natural and it cleans much better than your traditional hand sanitizer. So we use thieves for everything. I clean my car with that. We clean the counters. We even use a thieves blend to wash all of our vegetables and fruits. So it keeps all the buggies out of there, and it's just so much cleaner. I feel so much cleaner cleaning with very natural, wholesome, good cleaning products. Along with that, my family and I are huge on essential oils for daily headaches, for stress, for relaxation. We diffuse them at night. We just use them pretty much everywhere in our household. So that is the first thing I would really recommend, is to find some natural ways to clean your household and surround yourself and your body and your home with really natural things as much as you can. Because even if you're not directly interacting with things that you're cleaning with, it is in your environment and it does actually affect your moods and can affect your stress and anxiety level as well. So the second thing that I recommend is 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing. This is such an incredible practice, and it's very important that for this step that you have a distraction-free space. So even just an hour before bedtime, to lock your phone in another room, turn it on silent, don't even look at it again until the next day, and incorporate that 5 to 10 minutes in before you sleep. Get your lavender going in your diffuser. This is just such an amazing space to create for yourself that will dramatically help your stress and anxiety. And there's other health benefits related to this as well. So things like better circulation, more oxygen to your heart, longevity and better health. There's so many other benefits that go along with deep breathing, and you don't have to necessarily attach it to a meditation routine or yoga routine, but if you do want some guided help with this, I'll leave some links below, and I'll put some links as well for how to use essential oils in your household. So if these are things that you want to start doing in your life, then there's some resources down below, so you don't have to sift through a bunch of information. These are just things that work for me really well, and I really think that creating an environment for yourself to reduce stress and anxiety by doing these first two things will just overall help a lot. So the third thing that I do to reduce stress and anxiety is to eat a whole foods based diet and try to cook as vegan or, veggie friendly as I can. I cannot talk enough about how much my health has changed by cutting out processed foods, sugar, fast foods, and I'm not saying that I never eat those foods, but it's a very small amount. And I have just noticed an improvement in my skin and the way that my body can process foods every day. My digestion is on track. There's just so many things that go along with that. And the less that you have those kinds of foods in your diet, the better your stress and anxiety will be managed. Because think about it, if you're fueling your body with processed foods or artificial sweeteners, fake foods and really heavily greasy foods, it takes a lot for your body to be able to process that. And so while your body's overworking to try to process that, it doesn't have the chance to kind of manage and balance out your moods and all of the good nutrition that we usually pull from foods. So if you're filling yourself with whole foods and vegetarian or vegan based foods as much as possible, your body will just take that and run with it and use that as energy to fuel your body, i.e. balancing out your moods and making your stress and anxiety levels decrease so much. So I definitely recommend trying to talk with a dietitian or look at ways that your body needs to fuel yourself, because there are so many different body types and ways that we process things, and I know that there's sensitivities to different allergens, so you definitely need to eat what's best for your body. But I do believe that no matter what your body type or what your dietary preferences are, that cutting out processed foods, high sugary foods, fast foods in general is just a really healthy practice for everyone to do, and there's nothing but good things that can come from that. So try to just start with small steps and you will see such a great improvement in your stress and anxiety. So the fourth thing that I recommend to reduce your stress and anxiety is to simply record either a video recording of just audio or actually record yourself on a video on your phone or a camera. This sounds really silly, but this is a practice that I started right before I started making these weekly videos, but I was going through a really rough time when I just was really out of sorts with myself. I didn't really know what direction I wanted my life to go, and things were just super chaotic. I was resorting to really unhealthy habits like, processed foods and really junky, kind of easy, quick foods. I was drinking a lot more. There's just a lot of things that I was doing in my life and surrounding myself with that just were not positive, and they were not reducing my stress and anxiety at all. And so when I started recording videos of myself, I didn't always know what to say, but somehow the words just sort of came out, and I started to figure out the things that I didn't know how to say, how to fix it. The problems just kind of sort of started talking themselves out. And so it really helped to kind of cut down that nervous feeling I got whenever I thought about talking to someone about what I was going through. It just seemed super intimidating to just go up to a friend or to seek out counseling online when I really didn't know what was wrong. And so when I started making these other changes in my environment and what I was eating, that was really starting to help. And then I started using essential oils more, so that really helped. I'm like, okay, I think I'm starting to figure this out. But until I started recording myself, it wasn't until then that I realized that there's some deeper things that I really need to work out. And once I could speak to myself in a very safe environment where it was just me and my camera, I was able to talk to other people about it so much easier. And so now there's so much less intimidation when I'm seeking help from other people or professionals, and I don't have that barrier of, the unknown. I know what's going on now, and I have those check-ins and those deep breathing sessions that really help align myself daily. But when things start to be overwhelmed, I have a way to sort of outsource that help, and I can talk to myself about it first and then realize what I need to ask for to get help. So if there are things that you want to talk about, know that there is no shame in asking for help. You are not the only one out there that's dealing with stress and anxiety or other mental health related issues. And if, just recording a video of yourself helps, I definitely recommend just trying it, just to have that conversation with yourself and kind of use that as a stepping stone to go from there. The fifth thing that I recommend to manage your stress and anxiety is to let go of the uncontrollables, i.e. the things that are in your external environment that you can't control. And right now, especially with all these businesses opening and the unknown of what's happening with this pandemic and just, it's a lot. We can't control it all and we can't fix all the problems. So sometimes we simply just need to let things go and let things work out how they're going to be worked out, to focus on just one problem that we can manage in our own environment, in our own communities, and kind of work from there. If we were superhuman, we could fix everything in the world, but we're not. And so trying to take on the weight of all the problems and everything that's going on that creates stress and anxiety just adds to that pressure and just helps us, it doesn't really help us at all. It's very hard to function. So simply letting go and allowing that to be what it is, it just makes life so much easier. So I'm not suggesting to sit back and not let let all problems go and to not try to take any action, but try to make sure that your stress and anxiety is managed first and really connect with yourself, make sure that you are good first, and then try to tackle just one problem at a time. This has been such a learning curve for me because I am a fixer and I like to do things and I like to achieve big things, and so I want to, take action and be everywhere at once, but I just simply can't provide enough energy to fill myself up and allow that to overflow to others if I'm, giving too much away. So as I mentioned, there are so many ways to manage stress and anxiety. These are just 5 things that I do that work so much for me, and something that I do every single day as consciously as I can. And if something comes up that creates stress and anxiety and I'm not really sure, how to fix it or what to do about it, that's when I just sort of let it go and move forward with the day, and to not let that kind of dwell and continue to take away my energy and add to the stress and anxiety. So just be conscious of those triggers that might, create unnecessary stress and anxiety in your life, and try to minimize that as much as possible, and learn to kind of let go of the things that don't need your direct attention or energy. Down below, I will leave some links on how to introduce essential oils into your household and how to safely use them on your body. I will also link some resources to guided meditation and deep breathing exercises, and some links to some counseling resources. So these are all great ways to reach out and to connect in different ways to manage your stress and anxiety. And as always, if you want some guided help or need someone to talk to, definitely reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you did like this video, if you like and subscribe, we greatly appreciate it to help us grow our channel and to reach a greater audience that might need to hear this message too. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Definitely tune in next week because we're going to talk about ways to celebrate a holiday through all these weird quarantine times and how to do things a little bit different this summer season. So I hope you guys can join us for that one. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye for now. Guided counseling help online, so if you need that, definitely. So I hope these 5